Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and these are the Apple AirPods. Now I've been using these since pretty much the day they came out, so it's been about a year, and I've used them almost every day, and especially more recently, every day for at least an hour for the past couple months. And there's something I keep going back to. I wasn't so sure I liked them at first, but over the past year they've really grown on me. And one of the things that's grown on me is the simplicity of use. So when you're using these, it's real simple. They pair simply. If you're not familiar with that process, let me unlock here. If we open this up here, we wait for it. And usually it'll take a second and it will pop up and give you the status. Now it was already paired usually, but it tells you 17% and 100% on the AirPods. So that part's super simple, and that part I really appreciate. Now, if you're using an iPad or a MacBook, for example, or an iMac, what it does is through iCloud already moves those settings across those devices. So it's super convenient. So maybe I want to edit a video. I just pop these in my ears, switch to my MacBook, go to the Bluetooth and click connect, and they connect. Now, if I'm using the MacBook first and I open these up, usually it will join the MacBook first. It just depends on which one you're using. So pop these out, pop one into my ear or both into my ears, and then I can start using it. Now, I purposely left this a little bit dirty to show you that it does get dirty. I'm pretty meticulous with how well I clean things. If you've seen any of my videos on the iPhones, the screens are usually pretty immaculate, and I don't use a screen protector. I just clean it regularly. I do that with these too, and they just get dirty no matter what you do, and I think it's just this finish. Now, the AirPods themselves, they've held up pretty well. I haven't had any issues with them other than a few times they haven't connected properly, and that was due to a lot of wireless interference in a room. So I had a wireless router nearby, pretty nearby to them, and this would not connect properly, or it was just really garbly or static because there was just way too much wireless interference. Once I took care of that, got rid of some of that wireless interference, these work fine ever since. So I use them regularly to edit, sometimes to listen to music. I usually watch videos with them. I wouldn't say they're great for music. They're as good as the EarPods, maybe a little bit better, but they're not as good as some higher end earphones. So if you want to use an over-the-ear earphone or even some of the in-ear earphones, they're going to have more bass because these don't seal in your ears. They're also going to sound better usually. Now, these don't sound bad, but they're not great by any means. Most people find that the convenience of them outweighs the sound quality. So that's just going to be something you'll have to determine yourself. But if you're on a phone call, it's real nice to just have one of these in your ear. And people often don't know that I'm on this as opposed to talking on the phone itself. So if I'm using this, they don't know, maybe the battery gets low in this one. I switch to this ear, take this one out, and it automatically switches. It's just super convenient. Now, the other thing about them is for some people, they're not going to feel comfortable. So you may want to see if you can try one out. If you have a friend that might have some, try one out and see if it's comfortable first. And also see if you don't mind what it looks like in your ears, because these kind of stick out a little bit. They stick out and they don't fall naturally like the AirPods, or EarPods rather, with the wire. So they just look a little goofy to some people. And the other thing with these is they don't last all day as far as the charge goes. So I think they're fine for most people, about 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, but this will charge them about 4 or 5 times. So if this is fully charged, you leave the house, maybe you're listening to the radio, a podcast, use one of them, swap back and forth. They'll last all day that way. But if you want to use both, they'll last you about 4 or 5 hours. I don't know if I have much more to say other than these are probably the most Apple-like product I've seen in a long time, the way everything just kind of works and clicks together. And one bonus you get is you get a little iPhone stand. So if you're using these and you want to watch a movie or something, oftentimes you could just use this as a little stand. Like that is what I do. I just leave it like this and set it. And I've got myself a little stand that holds it at an angle, and it's pretty simple. So you've got that as well. And most of the time I find that I'll just be playing with this little clasp here, popping these in. They're magnetic. It's just really very Apple-like, and it's something I miss from some of their newer products. After using these for about a year, I think I can highly recommend them. At this point, there's something that I really like to have with me regularly, and I find I use them every single day, like I said. So I can definitely recommend them. I wouldn't recommend them to an audiophile, but if you're watching videos, playing games, occasionally listening to music, and you don't care too much about super high fidelity, I think you'll be pretty happy with these. if you've got EarPods, they're as good or better than those. So I think you'll be happy that way as well. But let me know your thoughts about them. If you have some, or if you're considering getting some, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.